again. So a little bit of progress since the last video. Not a lot, but a little bit. I've got the back-in plate for the brake pedal, or the pedal box, cleaned up and in place. A little disappointed, I've got to say, with the fit or where the holes have been drilled or stamped out in the bulkhead, because they're not even close to where they should be. So that's involves a little bit of jiggery pokery to begin with, and is going to involve some more. So what I want to do today is get this welded into place, start doing the repairs on the edges. I've got quite a repair to do here, but because I'm going to a pedal box, I'm likely going to be using an RX-8 gearbox like I've used in the Pop. I need 3 reservoir parts, one for front brake, one for rear brake, and one for the clutch. And because this is pretty rotten here anyway, I may rejig all this to have something which holds the reservoir pots level and looks part of the bulkhead. And that'll give me as well access, a little bit of height on them. So I'll mess around with the bonnet heights to put it. That'll give me a little bit of height on them and be able to get underneath to connect up. I won't be using this one, I'll be using one with a threaded boss in the bottom, so you can bolt it through the threaded boss onto there. It'll also mean they're up off of the bulkhead, so any water that gets in there, if it gets caught out with rain, will flow around them rather than in them, because I have seen these fitted sort of in that channel, and that's just asking for trouble, that is, because water's just going to collect in there and catch and rust. I probably should mark up all around where the flanges are. Get some light on this. Around here, take the bulkhead back out again, drill them up, pre-drill them all, and then put it back in again. I'm a little reluctant to do that because I'm happy with the bulkhead is where it should be, although I probably could get it out and back in again in the same place. I'm worried that I might not, so I'm going to come up with a plan, probably using my little hole saw for the spot weld cutouts to cut the top panel off so I can plug weld through to the next panel. I do have a spot welder which lives with my welder trolley. It's very temperamental. If I can get it to work, brilliant. I use it for sort of pinch welds around here and that. Along here, all the old spot welds are drilled out anyway, so I just reuse those holes that I've drilled out for there as and when I need to. Same with this strengthener, I've got to clean that off yet anyway, but same with that strengthener and the strengthener on the other side, and this panel here, because it's spot welds, I've drilled out from that, so I can just plug weld through them. So let's crack on. What I think I'll do first is spot weld what I can, what I know is good. This has already got a weld through primer according to one of the labels that are on it, so I'm hoping that is the case. And what I'll do, I'll just start spotting through welds where I know metal is good and do repairs as we go. What I might do is start with spot welding that in place, plug welding that in place, because I know that's where I want it for once, because I've got the pedal box bolted through from the other side, just about rammed it through, but I had to open up this corner here and this one here to get it to line up straight. So once I got that one done, plug welded in, I'll open out those holes, possibly with a little die grinder bit on my drill, to where they should be, to then give the pedal box a little bit of give that it should have to get it nice and neat inside. Right, let's do that. So my cunning plan is where the tech screws are, pull the tech screw out one at a time and open it up with that. Let's see if that works. It's going to have to now because I've welded the top in. So I probably should have tried this first. I would say that was a success. Okay, so we come up with the plan B. Plan A was working, but it's leaving enormous holes. So we're going to try and swap the bit out for a 6mm bit. Drill all the way through, and Ades here now, so he's going to hold a copper block on the other side for me. And we'll fill it up with weld. So let's see what happens. See the block nicely.
Have you got a wire brush or something?
Yeah.
There's a gunk underneath that.
Thing there to pinch up now. Good job as carpet going over this. Right, happy days.
I am ready whenever you are.
Okay, fire in a hole. That looks a bit better this side. How's it look your side?
That's looking nice, nicer.
Alright, tidy.
Yeah.
We shall do that then.
Oh, it's not a lot nicer than the other one. The other one's nice, but that's a lot nicer.
Get the hang of it, see if we go along.
That's only the second one, well done. That's why you wait for me to get in the awkward position. We'll do the same.
That'll do. That'll do. That's the best one yet. Okay, so let's have a go at roughing out the panel to go along here. This is to come out. There's some nastiness going on there, some bodgy repair. Now this panel looks flat there, but really that should be a little bit lower and comes up onto that. So let's start roughing out a bit of cardboard and work our way towards it. Aye, the next thing to work out is where you want to cut it along here. Not the way to do it. Horrible, I would imagine. So you get the idea now where this needs to lift up here, look. So it needs to be a little curl down. Just put there. Sorry, do it in cardboard first. Cardboard's a lot easier than cut metal. Right, okay. No. Go backwards forwards on the idea, you know. We'll edit the foolishness out.
A hybrid of both.
Yeah, I think hybrid is probably going to be the better plan. Yeah. Right, lay this up so it's nice and thick. Then get a blade and join it and cut it tight against the.
I'll say ready for spraying now.
Yeah, just paint it over.
There's no different what the other person done.
Oh, I might as well have done this. Isn't it? Right, that should give us a template of sorts. Holds together. That's the plan is, sort of flatten that out onto a piece of metal and cut it out. So we've got a very rough bit of metal and we'll just sort of work our way towards where we want to go now. Oh, that's not good. Bring that around there somewhere. done it. Some of those. And then we also need a bend going down up there somewhere. Tying up with that. We don't have enough metal. There we are. Let's start bashing that one around first. I have huge respect for people who do this
Well, panel beating.
properly. Yeah, there's a fella on YouTube called Chris Rongi. Oh, if you haven't seen his work, watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the guy.
It's an art, isn't it? It really
He's
is.
only a youngster, this guy, and he's building cars from scratch with just panel beating them out like this. And the cars he builds, they're just art. They're beautiful, and all self-taught as well.
Wow.
Brilliant. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. On there. See that come into shape there now.
Yeah, I'm starting to fold in.
It's starting to come in nicely to there. So it's just a case of working around this to get this to come round now to follow that edge around there. Better. And after a couple of hours of bashing around, this is slowly starting to take shape. Getting close to where you want to be with this now, so it's some gentle plating now just to get that absolutely to line up. I'd like to bring that across there a bit more, so the whole thing needs to come in that way just a little bit. But yes, we're getting there, slowly but surely. I think we're there. So what we're going to do now is take it all, unclamp it, clean it up, drill some holes along here for some plug welds, and clean up all the edges so it's nice bright steel. And then we'll start tacking it in place, and no doubt we'll need a bit of manipulating as we're going along. But I'm quite happy with that so far. Okay, so got this drilled out in the pillar drill with plug welds. Clamp this down now. Pancakes.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, pancake break over. Let's crack on. there we go. Quite pleased with that. It's come out quite well if I say so. Yeah, that with some filler primer in there, that'll come out lovely. Not that you're going to see an awful lot of that because there's going to be a wing and a fillet and all sorts covering it all over. So looking from underneath, I've just discovered there's a good reason why that's that shape. The inner wing needs to tuck into there, so I'm going to have to cut that shape out of there now. That's the only mess I made of that, so not too bad, I hope. Okay, so I've given this a coat of that supposed edge primer. Let's see if it'll stick. I probably will do because it's quite a good key on this for it to grab onto. So I don't think that's going to peel off. We'll give that a couple of days and see what happens to it. If it works for that, then that's just good enough to use as a primer. Over this side, I've started cleaning up this, a bit more rot on this side. And as you can see, because it's originally left-hand drive, got the bonnet pull hole there. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about bonnet stays and what have you yet, but I'm going to go with the original bonnet pull, so I'll hold off drilling that hole out on the other side. There's the spot welds there for the bonnet pull bracket, but that is going to be handed, so it's not going to be no good for the other side, so not quite sure what to do about that yet, whether you drill it out or just leave it in place. And you can see I've sharpied a line around where I have to cut back to get to clean metal. So that's the next challenge, cut that out and start making up a template for this side. Right, I've cleaned up the edges, cut back a bit further than I've originally sharpied because I've decided to remove this bonnet pull after all bracket. I'm going to see if I can make a copy of that. I've kept that just over there, ready for a future attempt to make. I'll unpick that. It looks like it's made out of two pieces. I can hopefully unpick it and either turn that around or make a replica of it in reverse. So the next challenge is to make a template for this and cut out some steel for it and then start bashing again. Okay, so I've plasmaed out this roughly. I'm going to use the tin snips and they cut in a bit closer. Plasma's a bit, doesn't leave a very nice edge to work with. Right, first things first, get my glasses on so I know I can see what I'm doing. No, I forgot to extend that piece, so I'll have to cut the piece into that, like that. As you do. Okay dokie, right, so we want to get a bend on this around here somewhere. Start that coming. I've got the other side bending in over there somewhere. So I don't think it makes a lot of difference. Let's see which is easier to work. Maybe it will be easier to work it with it over there, coming down straight. I think I got it on that one. Right, I won't bother filming this bashing this side because you saw me bashing the other side, so I'll just crack on with it. Hammer in. Getting closer and closer each time. And I have to extend this across here because I forgot to put the extension on that. But that's not the end of the world. I need a bit more of a, bring that out a bit more, a bit of a belly into that a bit more. Oh, that's gone quite hard now, I've worked hard, hasn't it? what I try to do when I'm doing this is go for the ones that are flush first, like nice and flush there. There was, it'll pop out. Nice and flush there. So we'll tack that one in and work our way around progressively until everything lines up nice and flush. So there we are, all stitched into place. Got a couple of little jobs left to do with this. Put that in the wrong place, that's a bit of a pain. Those two holes to fill in, old spot weld holes. I'll probably put a bit of plate behind and just spot that into place. And finish off around this little corner here. There's an under fillet piece that goes in here, but I need to sort that out before I play with that. So we'll come back to that at a later date. But we're progressing nicely, bit by bit. So there's the bulkhead in place. Obviously still a couple of jobs left to do here. That strengthening plate to clean up and weld on. It's a repair to be done here, but I'm thinking of making some sort of bracket arrangement there for me master cylinder pots, reservoirs, so I'm leaving that for a second while I have a think about that. And coming around to here, this is all finished off here now. Again, we've still got the strengthener plate to go underneath there, and a piece that goes over the flitch panel that goes over the top of there, but that's that could all wait for a second. The main thing of this was getting the bulkhead in place and fixed in place nice and firm. So again, like I said before, these are just tech screws in here for now, because I'll be replacing these pillar because they're pretty rotten. So we get in there bit by bit, slowly. The that plate's now in place and welded in. Happy with the position of that. I've tried that with the pedal box on the inside, and the pedals are nice from where they should be and level, so that's good. It does look a little bit off level there as it happens, but it is level. I've put a level across the bottom of it and across the bolt holes, so it is where it should be. So I think the next challenge will be this chassis leg here, which is going to be a right challenge. That one was bad enough. The video for that I cut down to what I thought was minimum. That was 40 minutes plus long, so I don't know how long this video is going to be. Hope you don't not finding them boring or anything. If they are, tell me and I'll cut them down even more. But so that'll be the subject of the next video. So that's the bulkhead done anyway, so happy days. I'm pleased with how that's gone.